The Sportscast, March 26, 2021. If you haven't yet, please subscribe in all our channels, Periscope, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, guys, please leave a rating and review. It will help us out tremendously. Hit subscribe, hit that follow button, hit that like button, share it to all your friends. And also, please leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. And also visit our website, thesportscast.net, thesportscast.net for the latest and greatest. And, of course, download our app, The Sportscast. The Sportscast. You can download that app on the iOS App Store. 400th episode is right now, and I cannot have a better guest and, of course, better topic about March Madness, Sweet 16. We're previewing it right now today with Erwin Dudley, Alabama legend. It was a SEC regular season title. He was All-American, SEC Player of the Year. Erwin, you are back on the Sportscast. Welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, man. Exciting time.
We had Erwin last year at the Sportscast around the fall time, and, we really need a lot more of these former Alabama basketball players on the Sportscast.
Well, I got a few guys. Just let me know you want to have us. I can call them up and we can get on and have some fun, man, and just chop it up and talk about the old times and talk about right now as well.
Yeah, because right now Alabama basketball is going for the first time in a while. They're in the Sweet 16 and favorites to go to the Final Four. Erwin, tell us your thoughts over this Alabama team.
I mean, this team is, I think they've, they a lot of people counted them out. They wasn't predicted to win SEC. I think they had Tennessee to win it. And the numbers that they've been putting up on offense, but on defense has been incredible as well. That defense has helped them a lot this year. Has bailed them out when they've had bad shooting nights, and so that's the one thing that a lot of people don't realize, that their defense has held them up. And they played really good defense throughout the whole entire year. The numbers on offense, once you play defense, the numbers on offense, they're gonna come. And so they've bought into Coach Oats, his philosophy and his system, and they came in and this year and they've done really, really well. I think Coach Oats, I've heard him say a few times that he didn't think that they'll have this quick of a turnaround. He said leave 3 or 4, but for them to have a turnaround this quick, is amazing.
Tell us, what have you seen with this team? What are their strengths and what are their weaknesses?
I mean, like I said, I think their main strength is that everybody they play as a collective group. You got a team that you got 5 guys playing together, and they have one agenda to get it done. It's hard to beat a team like that, and they don't care about who scores. They're all about winning. And he's taken some guys that he brought guys in that they was highly rated in the country coming out of high school and different places, and they've came in and they brought their talents together, and they've played well. You hear a lot of people talking about, the weak aspect of them, saying that like their field goal percentage, like around the basket or whatever, it's kind of low. But they do. I mean, of course, there's any team, they do miss some, whatever. But I think that for us, the one thing that helps us with that is that we continue to rebound. We rebound the ball well. Even with us playing almost 5 guys out for the most part. We still get a lot of rebounds. The guards get a lot of rebounds. Herb Jones and Petty, and so that's a good thing. You need guards to rebound when you're playing especially in the system the way we're playing in.
Some say that this Alabama team will make it to the Final Four. Some are predicting maybe the championship final. Very few out there. How deep can you see this team going?
I think we have UCLA coming up, and I definitely think we definitely should beat UCLA. Now when we face Michigan or if either Florida State or whatever, it's going to come down who I think who executes their X's and O's. I mean, I think once you start to get to the Elite Eight and different and then Final Four, of course, basketball, of course everything becomes a little tougher, and your X's and O's got to be on point. And so I think that definitely we'll get past UCLA, but then we have to execute and play really well against either Florida State or either Michigan, either one of those two teams. And don't get me wrong, I think we can beat any team out there. But I'm saying we can't start. I don't think we can start off slow with those teams. And once we get past UCLA, I don't think we can start slow and try to get ourselves back in because those teams they're a lot more talented than some of the other teams that we've played, and they're a lot more physical as well.
How much excitement are you hearing from your circles with this team? Are you guys feeling pretty optimistic?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's I was talking to a couple guys yesterday. It's like been a long time coming. For the program. We've had coaches come in and we had some pretty. We've had some decent years, but this year right here is an unbelievable year for the guys to come in and to win the SEC regular title, to even win the tournament. Then you have Herb Jones. He comes in, he gets the Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. I mean, it's unheard of, and for him to get that, and we hadn't had an SEC Player of the Year since I did in 2002, which he had a lot of talent to come through here, and but they weren't able to get the SEC Player of the Year. So it's crazy, but at the same time, it's been a long time coming. So we're definitely happy with whatever a lot of us. Of course, we're definitely rooting for him because that's part of the program that we've helped build, and we've put our print on over the years.
One thing that I've been hearing a lot that Coach Oats, could possibly leave Alabama after this season. Do you think that could happen, or do you think that, like, Alabama will do their best to keep him?
I don't think he'll leave. I mean, he's from what I've heard, he's and what I've seen. The family likes it here. He likes it here, and it's a program. I mean, it's Alabama when you can kind of compare it to, to a lot of other schools. And I know, a lot of people they say, oh, Alabama's is a football school, but at the end of the day, we know the known for football too. But if you look back in the years, whatever, we've had some really, really good basketball teams as well. For the most part in the South, football is considered, the top, and then all the other sports or whatever. But we've had some really, really good teams over the years at Alabama. But I don't think he'll leave. Yeah, I don't think he'll leave and go anywhere though. He just signed an extension as well, so I know that doesn't mean anything. But I don't see him signing an extension to end up and leaving. I don't see that happening.
And I hope he stays. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
I do too.
and hopefully, Alabama has a lot of other sports as well, doing well, strong. But basketball will be
Oh
a
yeah. Oh
plus.
yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Will be a plus sign for this, and it's great to see them making news in March.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's been a long, long time coming. So it's definitely it's just definitely a exciting time, for the school around the program. Like you said, there's a lot of just not even basketball and football, but we've had a lot of titles being won by different programs in at Alabama this year. So it's really exciting around the athletic department.
And with history, last time Alabama was in the Elite Eight was in 2004, but they lost against Connecticut 71-87. But this is a good chance for the Final Four. Good year for the Final Four. So
Really, really is, and especially with a year like this. I mean, it's a lot of, you never know. I mean, with this year right here, one team can and just be knocked out of a round or knocked out of a game just for for COVID. So you just never really know. I mean, this year's been an abnormal year, but for the most part, for the NCAA to continue and SEC and other different other conferences as well to continue to persevere and put a season on, a basketball season and football season and many other sports. I mean, it's a great accomplishment.
Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of lower seed teams. Some say that they should have not been lower seed in like the first place, but with the numbers, a lot of lower seed surprises. And glad to see more competition and have them have a chance to play in prime time. So I'm really excited what's going to happen. Before we preview Sweet 16, which team has impressed you the most besides Alabama? But which other team has really impressed you the most?
The team that really impressed me the most. I figured I had Loyola Chicago. I had them beating Illinois anyway. But I think it's always something about the teams that rated lower than the other teams, and they're from the same area. Or whatever, it is always from the same state. The lower seed always plays a lot harder, than the higher seeded team. So they surprised me. Or Roberts, they definitely surprised. They shocked me as well. And Abilene Christian, I didn't expect them to beat Texas. I mean, they played well. I mean, they had Texas number. I mean, Texas made some runs during that game when they lost, but I mean, you can just tell Abilene Christian they wanted it a lot more, and so they was able to come out with a victory. But then I think the next game, I think they played UCLA or whatever, and UCLA, they got them. But like I said, those three teams right there, I think they've impressed me, and they've shown me a lot.
Yeah, something that I've noticed that, usually I'm not a college basketball history fiend. I don't have this memorized, but it feels like this year you see a lot of small teams at this stage. Oral Roberts is one of them, but then you got Abilene Christian, which they recently they've gained 120 million in their budget. So they got that. Yeah, so
it's crazy.
It's crazy. March Madness is a pretty serious tournament. It is high revenue, so it's definitely a force to be reckoned with. But let's begin with previewing the Sweet 16. Obviously, it's throughout this weekend, and then it will continue. We'll start with the first game of tomorrow, which begins tomorrow. Someone was telling me today. No, it's tomorrow. Oregon State versus Loyola. Loyola obviously having a fantastic tournament so far, same as Oregon State, but one of them has to go. Erwin, break it down to us. What do you think will happen?
I think Loyola. I think they will get them. I mean, I think they're a team that a lot of people. I don't think they'll sleep on them now, but I just think Loyola. I think the team that they have, the guys that they have, they come together and they play well. And they got Sister Jean as well, so I think that they're doing really. I mean, so they've played some really good basketball. I mean, they defended well, they shot the ball well. I mean, I just think that they'll get Oregon. I watched Oregon State play Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State the other day. I like them, but I just think that Loyola will get them.
Yeah, Loyola is definitely has had some history. I was going to say they're another Cinderella, but no, they've had history in the past.
No, they're not Cinderella anymore.
Yeah, they're not Cinderella. No. I know small school, but they're definitely. I'd like to say March Madness experience. I guess you can say so. Good for them. Mm-hmm. And their sister, Mary, is it Sister Mary, right?
Yeah, it's Mary Eugene.
Yeah. She's I think 102 years old. So
yeah, she is.
It's just quite something story. Once again, number 5 Villanova versus number 1 Baylor, Texas. Break it down for us, Erwin. Do you think there'll be an upset, or we'll see the favorite going?
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't think it'll be an upset. One of my former teammates played with me overseas. Reggie Redding. I always I always talk bad about Villanova or whatever, and we have his ongoing thing that I have going on with him. Because he played at Villanova, so we always make a little small side bet. But I don't see them. I don't see them beating Baylor. I mean, I think they're well-rounded team. They've been through the trenches. They play really well. I mean, they have some guards I like. With Butler, I like the other guard Mitchell. They're bigs. They run the floor really well. I mean, they're athletic. Don't get me wrong, Villanova. I mean, Villanova is a good team, but they're not the Villanova of the past, and I don't see them upsetting.
Philadelphia team, Baylor the favorite. Now, Oral Roberts, number 15, big surprise, going up against Arkansas. Oral Roberts, who beat Florida, and they beat Ohio State, two big schools when it comes to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Can they do it again, Erwin?
Nah, I think their run ends tomorrow. I don't think that Arkansas. I really like Arkansas. I mean, I watch Arkansas. When they beat us down in Fayetteville, and I watched Arkansas team. I watched them a few games, prior to that, and then I watched a few games, after that. And man, Arkansas is a really good team. They're well balanced. They're gritty. They're bigs. They have some pretty good bigs. Their guard. Moses Moody, he's really, 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 really a good player. Like I said, there's a reason why he's a first round pick. But I don't. I think Oral Roberts. I think their run comes to an end tomorrow. But don't get me wrong. Oral Roberts. They playing really well. I mean, I know they have to playing good defense. They lead the nation in free throw percentage as well. I think it's like 88% or something like that. So they are. I mean, they are a good team. But I think that that they'll run in tomorrow.
If Oral Roberts needed to win, I mean, what will they have to do to overcome Arkansas? Like, do they have to have a big lead early on? What do you think they will have to do?
I don't think they have to have a big lead early on. I think that they will have to make shots, to kind of give them confidence. But I also think that they will have to slow Moses. They will have to slow Moody down. If they slow him down, and then they're big, and then if they kind of slow down their Arkansas's bigs as well, then I think they could get it done. But it's a big task, and like I said, Arkansas has been playing really well. Even just I think they lost. I think like the first 3 or 4 games in the SEC, what they weren't playing so well, and then after that they ran off 10, 11, 12 straight or something like that. So they've battled back and they've been playing really well. I don't think Oral Roberts has enough.
Number 11, Syracuse versus number 2, Houston. Erwin, last game of Saturday night. What's going to happen?
I'm going Houston. I watched Houston play. I've watched them play. I watched them play quite a few times. Man, Houston, they have a really, really good team. Kevin Sampson has been playing really well. They play hard. They're athletic. They get up and down the floor. I think Sampson. I think he'll have him ready for for the Syracuse zone. Don't get me wrong. Syracuse is a team that surprised a lot of people because nobody expected them to be where they are, but they are, and it does happen. But I don't think I think Houston will get it done.
Erwin has no upsets as of yet, but we'll see what happens on Sunday, which we'll start with Creighton versus Gonzaga. That's hard to break. I know Gonzaga is heavily favorited, but I think they're going to win this. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, same. I think same. I think they have too much. I think they're too loaded for Creighton. Even though Creighton's playing well, but I don't see them beating them.
Do you think Gonzaga is that unstoppable force that no one can stop? You think they are the clear favorites for this tournament?
I don't think they're the clear favorites because when you start we start talking about the tournament. I mean, it only takes you to have one bad night. It can be one bad shooting night, one bad defensive night. So I don't think they're the clear cut favorite because I know they're talented, from top to bottom. But I don't think they're the clear cut favorite. Now, have they been playing, better than anybody? Yeah, they have been playing better than anybody, but again, during the tournament, you can have one bad game, one off game, and then you know, and then it's your season is over.
Justin Riley from the comments says he has bad memories from Creighton because they beat Alabama in the tournament years ago.
Yeah,
You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah. I do. I mean, like I said, Creighton is I mean, they're definitely a good team, well coached. Um, they're a well coached team, but again, I think that Gonzaga they have a little bit too much firepower for them.
And I will ask you at the end of the show who is the best team to beat Creighton. But I mean Gonzaga. Anyone? Well, Gonzaga is going to beat Creighton, but we'll see. Anyone could beat Gonzaga, and we'll ask Erwin at the end of the show. So stay tuned. You mentioned this earlier. Number 14 FSU versus number 1 Michigan. I think you hinted FSU might win this one.
Yeah, I got FSU winning it.
First upset of the show.
Yeah, I got FSU winning it. I mean, I've watched them. I mean, they're really long, really athletic. They really can defend. I like Michigan, but I'm just going back, just thinking about Leonard Hamilton and his tournament success over the years, and the teams that he had. He brings year in and year out. They're really, really consistent, and they get the job done. I don't think Michigan. I like Michigan, but I don't think they're going to beat Florida State.
First upset. Maybe many of you guys are picking FSU, but Erwin says FSU, the Noles. The game of the weekend, UCLA versus Alabama. UCLA is number 11. Erwin, you could tell us a score as well if you want over this game.
Yeah, I can start off with I don't like to give scores. I mean, this game right here is it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a well fought game, but I definitely think that we'll beat UCLA, like I stated earlier. The way we've been playing. I mean, we continue to play the way we've been playing on defense. Um, I don't see UCLA beating us. I don't think they have enough to beat us. Now, don't get me wrong. UCLA has been playing really well. Even because they was in the play-in game. I watched that game as well, and they played really well. I mean, they shot the ball really well. Their guards have really played well. This little point guard Tiger, I think that was his last name, Tiger. I think it's Tiger Lewis, and then they had this other the wing guy too, where he shoots the ball really well. Those guys have played lights out almost, but I still don't think that they'll have to bring it. They'll have to bring a lot more to beat us. On come Sunday. I don't see them beating us.
Sounds like it's going to be a good game, but Alabama is favorited. Number 7 Oregon versus number 6 USC. Pac-12 showdown. This is going to be good. Erwin, what's going to happen?
Tough one.
Now I understand where you're coming from.
A tough one. Yeah, this right here is a tough one, especially it's two teams from the same conference. And I don't even know how they fared during the regular season. I always kind of look at that, and then that kind of make my decision. But I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go USC. I'm gonna go USC or whatever. The Mobley though, one of the Mobley brothers. I mean, I like them, especially Evan. I like him. I mean, he's really active, long, energetic. I think that in the end, I think that their front line that they have, I think they'll overpower Oregon. I think they'll get a win.
USC over Oregon. That might be the closest game of the weekend.
Yeah,
there's a lot of games.
I agree. Yeah,
but that one might be the closest.
On that one.
Yeah, and it's at Sunday 9:45 p.m. So I got to drink some coffee.
Oh yeah.
So I got to figure out a way, and I probably will go out and watch that game because I can't watch it from my home. I'll fall asleep.
Oh yeah, you fall asleep. Yeah,
easily.
That makes sense.
Gotta have some energy. Anyways, the question was: could any team knock out Gonzaga? Can Alabama do it?
Oh, most definitely. I definitely think that we can do it. When we as a team we start to knock down shots. I mean, you saw how we played the other night. Man, they get into the rhythm. They start knocking down shots, and and it's hard to beat. And we have the big guys, knocking down shots. And then, like I said, we play really good defense. A lot of people sleep on that. Don't even mention the defensive aspect side of the ball, or defensive side of the ball that we bring. But we play really good defense. And so, like I've always been told, and I know that defense win championships. This offense win game, but defense win championships. And so, right now we have the defense that we're playing we definitely have a championship winning type defense, and I definitely think that we definitely can beat Gonzaga. Like I said, I know they're talented from top to bottom, and we're talented top to bottom, as well. But again, I think that if a team that can do it, I think that we are the team that can beat Gonzaga.
Something that has been talked about with a lot of sports pundits saying Alabama can do it, and with the leadership of Coach Oats, I believe that they can, but they got to play each other and see. They got to go through FSU and then hopefully Gonzaga. So it's going to be an exciting tournament. It's different vibe. Sweet 16 begins this weekend. The Elite Eight till March 29th and 30th. The semifinals April 3rd and the final April 5th. And looking forward to these games panning out. And great to see college basketball once again playing after 2 years of no March Madness. Glad to see this back again. It's been working out great. I think one team had to go home because of COVID. So far,
Yep.
so good. People are probably tight-lipped. Last night, NBA trade season was over. A couple few moves. The Miami Heat acquired Victor Oladipo. Erwin, what are your thoughts over that?
Man, that's a big pickup for them. A big pickup for them. They already have a good core of guys. They have Bam, and then they have Jimmy Butler, and then I forgot the left-handed kid's the guard named Nunn. Nunn, he's been playing well, and then the Dragic. I mean, even in the bubble. This past season, I mean, he was playing really, really well until he got hurt. But for them to pick up a guy, an experienced guy, and a guy that can, that can bring another 20 points or so to the team, and you can plug him in, plug him into your roster just like that. I mean, it's another guy for instant offense. I didn't see him. I mean, he got up out of Houston. I didn't see him staying in Houston or whatever, even after this season. But they ended up, trading him to Miami, and I think that Miami will be one of the teams that can definitely get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think, of course, everybody knows that Brooklyn is the favorite. The favorite of them to win the Eastern Conference. With them being so loaded. But I think that piece that with them adding Victor Oladipo, I mean that's a big plus for them because they're gonna need it. Because when you got Harden and Kyrie and you got Durant, all those guys are healthy, and then you add in the other guys, the other pieces around. I mean, you can't even. They're almost an unstoppable team on offense. Now the defense, but they're on the offensive side of the ball. They can really score the ball. Really, really score the ball.
And the potential of acquiring Aldridge from the Spurs is a possibility that will strengthen the Miami Heat. Can't beat that.
Beat that. No, I'm serious. I mean, you can't. You really can't at all.
It's going to be quite a basketball season this year, both for college and professional. Last year was okay with the bubble, but I think this year is definitely more potent. Because you're going to other team stadiums and playing. I believe most of the stadiums by the playoffs will have some fans at a certain capacity, but definitely looking at a strong basketball year. And this weekend, it begins this weekend, I say. Anyways, poll question of the day, Erwin, what goes best with spinach? The options are eggs, cheese, or salads.
I like. I do. I mean, I've done eggs. I've done salad. Where it really just kind of depends. But I'll definitely go. I'll go with salad. I'll go with salad.
Yeah. When I go to Subway, I request a spinach, not the regular lettuce.
Yeah.
Anyways, Erwin, what is the best way to reach you online?
Mm. Man, I got best on Facebook is just Erwin Dudley, and then on Instagram is Erwin underscore Dudley 35, and I do have Twitter, but I don't even know the tag my tag on Twitter. So I
Which
mean, I just
which your account is private, so I don't know if you did that on purpose or
yeah,
mistakenly did that. Okay.
yeah. No, I have it private. Yeah, I have it private. I mean, sometimes you get some you get random people just following you and stuff. Well, like I like to try to control it. I don't just like having everybody follow me. Like I like people to follow me. Like I like fans and stuff follow me. But sometimes you run into some people that they just I just try to they ask crazy stuff or whatever. I try to stay away from it.
Yeah, a lot of trolling out there, and that's good.
Yep.
Very smart people. It's good to know who want to have a clean environment and things like that.
Oh
But
yeah. I love interacting with fans, don't get me wrong, but it just like, sometimes, you get that one or two that, that comes in and they'll ask, it'll just be something crazy. And so
yeah,
I try to stay away from that. But like I said, I love interacting with fans always. I mean, I have fans that reach out to me even from when I played overseas. I had a guy reach out to me couple nights ago, talking to me about playing overseas and stuff. So I like interacting because I try to control who comes into my account or whatever like that, who I add to my account.
you are the legend, Erwin Dudley. You can reach us at thesportscast.net or on the sportscast1 on Twitter, also on Instagram, the sportscast1, and also follow us on Twitch. We are now on Twitch, so give us a follow there, subscribe, and things like that. This weekend is the Sweet 16, a big part of the tournament, and we'll get to decipher who will be going to the Elite Eight. And I'm glad to see this thing played out because it kind of has that Olympic World Cup feel in my case scenario at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bama legend Erwin Dudley, I really appreciate you coming on to the Sportscast.
Hey man, I really appreciate you reaching out to me and having me on there. Like I said, anytime if you want to get some of my old buddies on here, just let me know and we'll make it happen.
I'll take your word for it. Thank you so much.
All right. All right, thank you.